What's going on, everyone? Mace here, and oh my god, does it feel good to be playing StarCraft 2 again. As you guys know, the Phase 2 of beta has started again. It started about a day ago, and the launch was, to say the least, a little bit floppy, but since then things have stabilized, and I've been able to play quite a bit of games. And one of the things I was actually really excited to test was the computer difficulty, because now you can actually play all the way up to insane and not just very easy, where pretty much what the computer would do is build two Marines, a sentry tower, and then patrol their units in their base. So that wasn't really very much fun at all, but I did go ahead and just try insane computer right off the bat, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that they were actually able to micro pretty well, and they scouted me before they attacked, which was kind of nice to see, because before in Blizzard games, the computer would just automatically know where you were. So you would go out and build something anywhere on the map, and then they'd go straight for it, and they'd be like, hey, I found all your stuff. So it's nice to see that Blizzard finally made a program, or programmed AI, so that they actually have to go and scout where you are. And so, yeah, this is a 3v3 that me and my friends came up with right when we were able to start playing together. We were tossing around some ideas about what kind of 3v3 strats we think would be really fun, we thought would be really fun. And so this is what we came up with right now. I'm playing as Zerg. I don't usually play as Zerg, but for this combo we decided to do it. And if you guys are reading the chat exchange right now, you'll notice that part of our strategy actually involves trolling. So if you are looking for advice on how to troll and maybe you want to get better at it, then here's a place to look for that as well. But yeah, let's talk about the StarCraft 2 strategy aspect of this. So pretty much it's going to be a double Reaper strategy, and I am going to be going Speedlings and then to Banelings. So what we decided was that we originally were thinking about something like maybe 3 Triple Reaper or a Double Reaper and a Cannon Rush, but what we liked about the Zerglings after we tried it out a couple of times was that people naturally get Stalkers or ranged units to counter Reapers, and Zerglings, especially Speedlings, were really great to back up the Reapers with that, because you can go around and you could surround a Stalker or something, so the Reapers were given a lot more freedom and mobility across the field to see what, to do damage to their opponents. So we see on both sides right now, Reapers are coming across the field, and I have Zerglings here to back them up, and I start getting speed pretty early, and then I eventually go into a Baneling nest. So probably once I get enough speed for that, you'll see me teching to that. So I am choosing to go the closest side to me. So it's a pretty hard strategy to stop. For the most part, it's been actually really successful right off the bat. So this is kind of what we've been doing. I am scouting here to see if there is a Stalker or something. So there's a Reaper and 6 Zerglings, so that's really hard for one player to try to deal with. So pretty much my Zerglings are just kind of there to distract and let the Reaper do whatever they want, and then maybe claw away at some probes if I feel like it. In this case, I'm trying to kill this Zealot. So this Reaper and these Lings are able to do a lot of damage, and then in the meantime, Hypnotica is able to take the opposite base. So these guys are really in a crunch right now they pretty much need to support everyone everywhere at the same time. So it's kind of like a blitzkrieg attack on these guys. So very fun strategy to do on 3v3. So you've just taken tons of probes on this guy. He's already lost almost 1,000 resources right off the bat. So pretty effective strategy here. Hypnotica, again, just firing away at these SEVs. Doctor of Ponology is trying to take Hypnotica down, but again, Reapers, I think he even decided to upgrade Nitro packs this game because he saw it was cheap, and he wanted to see how much damage he can do with it. So I'm not sure if they have Nitro packs on right now, but it's actually improves Reaper speed tremendously, and it's a lot cheaper than it used to be. So kind of worth it, I think. So yeah, I'm backing off a little bit. Looks like I almost have speed, and what's awesome about this strategy, if you do want to try this out and you're playing the Zerg, is that you can run a base off of really just a handful of drones and go mass Zerglings, because all you really need is a decent supply of minerals. So it's really just constant Zergling production and harassing, so it's a lot of fun to do. So see, this is still kind of the general idea here. Zerglings and Reapers are still attacking. It's already like 5 minutes into the game, 6 or 7 minutes into the game, and we are still just using Zerglings and Reapers, so we're able to keep this pressure on for a long time. Especially because we're harassing their mineral line so much that we are able to delay any kind of tech or production that they want to get. So pretty much Doctor of Penology is the only one who wasn't really affected by this. This guy was just destroyed by Hypnotica. He's so afraid. He's trying to hide all his SCVs and his refinery. They all pop out right there. That was pretty cool to see. I like that. So yeah, then once our Reapers seem to be a little bit less effective, what we try to do is go into a Marauder and then maybe even some kind of Banshees from one of the Terrans. It kind of just depends on what we think will be most effective in the game. So lots of the time in 3v3, we are able to just win right off the bat with this strategy, but this time they were able to recover a little bit from it. So I want to show you this game because it's kind of nice to see what we do if this cheese fails. I really think there is only two legitimate ways to play 3v3 in StarCraft 2, and that is cheese the hell out of your opponent or just go an intense macro game. And on this map, what you see a lot of players do is that they'll take their naturals pretty quickly after maybe an initial rush, and then they'll start creeping up along the map with more and more macro and just kind of try to gain more map control slowly and then do something ridiculous like mass void rays. So those are the two ways that I think 3v3 is most effective. Either macro or just some kind of organized cheese strategy like what we're doing here. So they are doing a decent job of holding us off. Really, all I really have are some Zerglings, and we got some Marauders coming in, so they're doing a decent job defending against us right here. Zealot's just pwn face against Zerglings, so it's kind of hard for me to do a lot of damage here. Sometimes I will try to just go and surround that Stalker, but it's really just tough to get past these Zealots sometimes. TikTok even bringing in a bunker. But unfortunately for that push, we weren't really able to hold it too much. So here are my Baneling Cocoons right now. I'm hoping that I will be able to get a couple of them off and maybe just explode in these Zealots' faces. There goes one Baneling and two Banelings exploding on those Zealots. I love Banelings. They're one of my favorite units. So here we are. Dr. Penology's Zealot is going to go down there. And I'm going Baneling, and one thing I absolutely love about Banelings is the Baneling movement speed. What's really cool is that they start moving around in a little ball, and they go really fast, so they're just like these ball suicide bombers, which are super fun to use. You can even burrow them and Baneling bust on top of your opponents, which is always a fun thing to do. Dr. Penology posting up on this Xel'Naga Watchtower to see if there's any more Reapers coming about. These guys definitely still in the game right now. They are trying to get ahead, even up the ante, and lay down some more macro. TikTok even taking an expansion so we can try to stay ahead as well. So these guys are just clearing the rocks right now. I only have a handful of Zerglings right now. Like I said, I'm just starting to get my economy up right now. Really, a mass Zerglings can be run off a pretty small base, but at this point in the game, since it is a little bit later, I definitely do need a little bit more macro to try to get this Baneling bust going. So we see Marines from Chromatic. He got hit the hardest on the attack right now, so he's going to be going Siege Tanks, so that is definitely going to play out in his favor. If these guys are able to D up enough and put Siege Tanks on this cliff, that's always very difficult to attack against. And this Protoss here still going Zealot Stalker. I think he took a pretty big beating from the attack that we just had. He's probably trying to get some Immortals right now. We see that Doctor of Penology is kind of carrying the team right now. He has a very saturated base and a handful of units. I have currently Zerglings and Banelings. I think that Baneling speed is upgraded, so you'll soon see those balls flying around and exploding into people. So pretty much Marauders, and TikTok has a pretty mixed ground force, some Siege Tanks and some Marine Marauder. So we are going to start to move against this position right now. They see us coming, so they are starting to prepare as well. Let's see how this goes. There are the Banelings. They are going to be bursting into this attack. Zerglings going in full front, taking a lot of damage. I think most of those Zerglings and those Banelings are going to go down instantly. They're just too weak against this force right now. But luckily for me, I have my allies here to kind of be the meaty force of this army right here. We have tanks and marauders and more zerglings coming in to support, so I think these guys are going to be hard-pressed to recover from this attack. So I think that is pretty much it for this game, guys. Like I said, this is just some kind of a fun game that we played in 3v3. If you haven't gotten a chance to play 3v3 with some friends, definitely do it. It's awesome. Think of some kind of fun, cheesy strat that you've done. If you want to, even in the comments below, why don't you explain one of your favorite strats that you have done in 3v3 if you have got the chance to play, and maybe I'll even try it out and spread the word, see how much I like it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more Maze Esports.